How did you find the book?
Well, I used to be one of Jehovah's Witnesses. And for me, I found a lot of inequities. I was exposed to a lot of truth about how the witnesses over time had manipulated language, culture, text, other things.
Yeah. Well, how do you read the book? How do you read it? Or do you?
I usually read it online.
You can actually read it online.
I have a talking computer.
Oh, I see. I see.
I use software that reads the screen and then speaks to me.
Wow.
The data normally routed to the screen is shared with the software, and it just reviews it, and there are ways to decide how you want it reviewed, but I usually read the book online.
There is also a version of the book that's audio. Have you heard of that?
I have listened to that from a couple of different places, I guess.
Yeah.
Or maybe just one, but I've listened to it.
Is that better or worse?
Well, it's better for listening, but I don't need to have perfect inflection to listen to it, so I tend to just want to read, to listen to it at a faster speed.
Which is you can do with the software.
Right.
That's amazing.
So
what do you think of the Urantia book?
I think, well, for me, I know, personally, I know that the Urantia book is the most important epochal revelation to date. And sometimes the cosmologies and the various descriptions of spiritual personages, sometimes they kind of elude me, and sometimes occasionally I even get bored because it's too far beyond my ability to comprehend it. And sometimes when I can comprehend it, it doesn't feel, some of it doesn't feel relevant to me. But there's so much that does.
What is the most important thing that you get from the book? The most important teaching?
The most important teaching has to do with what is asked of us to be godly, to be as much like a brother of Jesus Christ that we can be.
You think there's a future for this earth?
I don't think this earth is going to be destroyed. The Book of Urantia doesn't really indicate that by any stretch, and despite the rebellion that has occurred on it. And
so we're not doomed, huh?
I don't believe so. And I believe what the book says in indicating that we're not, despite the rebellion.
All the wars going on, and all the problems.
I believe that it will not be allowed to go beyond a certain level of disturbance, of global crime. Sometimes it's getting so bad it's hard to believe that's true, but I do believe the book. The book rings true to me. The history of how it was compiled rings true to me. When I first started reading it, I knew that even before I read about the history of the forum and the questions that they asked and the way that the answers came, the sleeping subject that was first involved, in the first parts of the book being known, all of that, but just the wording, just the writing of the book. There are so many places I could open it up to and go, no human could have conceived of this, let alone written it down. Not possible. So I believe that, except in maybe a few places in very minor ways, that the book was altered from the contact of spiritual personages. I think it's essentially exactly as it was.
Well, behind
horns over your head.
What for?
Wait, that's
Only one reason, because I could.
Okay.